very good afternoon to all of you. Thank you so much for coming this afternoon. I'm sorry for a little bit of delay. I'm so glad to be with you this afternoon and would be happy to share with you some of our thoughts and to answer your questions. Well, as you know, I'm here for BRICS Foreign Ministers Meeting. Before anything else, I have to appreciate warm hospitality extended to me and my delegation by the Indian government and by my very good friend, Minister Jaishankar, with whom I have a very good personal and working relations. We have been in touch in the past 2 months when the war was going on, or better to say the act of aggression against my country was going on. We have been in close contact and consulted with each other. I should also thank the Indian government for excellent arrangements for this important BRICS meeting and for the success of this meeting. We attach great importance to our relations with India. Iran and India are two ancient civilizations which have always had very good relations, and we have exchanged our cultural values. We have had very good trade and economic cooperation with each other, and very good political relations and political consultations. And we are certainly determined to continue our friendly and good relations with India for the benefit of both sides and based on mutual interest and mutual respect. As you know, my country has been the victim of an act of aggression, unprovoked aggression by the United States and Israeli regime, which happened right in the middle of negotiations we had with Americans. And it was actually the second time that we started negotiation with the United States, and right in the middle of negotiations, in the middle of diplomacy, they decided to attack us. And that was very unfortunate. We appreciate all those countries who condemned this attack. We appreciate the government and people of India who expressed solidarity and sympathy towards the Iranian people. And we appreciate the humanitarian assistance provided to us by the Indian government as a sign of solidarity. And we are so happy about that. As you all know, we are now in the state of ceasefire, although it's very shaky. But we are trying to keep it in order to give diplomacy a chance, so a diplomatic solution, a negotiated solution can be found. As a matter of fact, there is no military solution to anything related to Iran. They have tested us times and again. We never bow to any pressure or threat, and we resist against any aggression, against any pressure. We also resist against any sanction. For more than 40 years, my country has been the target, our people actually have been the target of brutal sanctions imposed by the United States against us. But it didn't change our determination. It didn't change our policies. The Iranian people only answer to the language of respect. as we did in the past. Anytime they approached us with the language of respect, offered diplomacy, offered negotiation, we have reciprocated the same language, and we have answered positively to any diplomatic solution. Now, after 40 days of war, when the US became hopeless of achieving any goal in their aggression against Iran, they offered negotiation. We are interested in negotiation, but only if the other side is serious and is in line of real negotiations. We have no trust to Americans. This is a fact, and this is the main obstacle in the way of any diplomatic effort. I think all of you know that we have every reason not to trust Americans, while they have no reason not to trust us. In 2015, we made a nuclear deal with Americans, together with other members of the Security Council and Germany, the so-called P5+1. We negotiated for more than 2 years, almost 2.5 years, and we came to a very good deal, and the whole world celebrated that as an achievement of diplomacy. But only 1 year after it was concluded, the new US administration, which was the first term of Trump administration, withdrew from that deal with no justification, with no reason, while Iran was fully committed to all of its obligations in that deal, which is known as JCPOA. And then in 2025, in June, again, we entered into negotiation with them. After 5 rounds of negotiation, they decided to attack us. And we had 12 days of war in last year. This year again, they offered negotiation, and we had 3 rounds of negotiations, first in Muscat and then 2 times in Geneva. The last round was on 26 February, and the Omani Foreign Minister, my dear friend Badr al-Busaidi, who mediated those negotiations, he posted a tweet and said that we made significant progress. I'm sure you have seen his tweet. And it's interesting that before he posted his tweet, he showed that to both delegations, the Iranian and US delegations. And the US delegation confirmed that, yes, we made significant progress today. And hopefully we can conclude a deal very soon. But only 2 days after, on 28 February, they made an aggression, together with Israelis, against my people. So the most important issue right now is the question of trust. We cannot trust Americans at all. So everything should be exact. Everything should be defined very clearly before we can conclude a deal. We have resisted in a very brutal war against my people. They couldn't achieve any of their goals. And it is obvious that those things they have not been able to achieve militarily, they cannot achieve on negotiation table, unless there is a win-win solution achieved. So the current negotiation is suffering from the lack of trust.